We got an early game here. Baylor is on the road in West Virginia. Baylor actually coming off their first loss of the season against Kansas. West Virginia's won 6 out of the last 7, playing good basketball. Should be a good one. Good Big 12 game here. West Virginia versus Baylor. Let's cap it out and make a pick.
Welcome to the source. Hey, get the source. The source. The source. Hey, get the source.
So the first thing I did was I plugged the analytics for these two teams for the last 5 games into the spreadsheet. And according to the analytics of the last 5 games, the line for this game should be West Virginia minus 2.3 points. So obviously, I want to take a deeper look before I go ahead and bet West Virginia. We'll start with offensive and defensive efficiency. Offensive efficiency, you already know with Baylor. They're first in the Big 12 on the season, first in the Big 12 in the last 5 games. That offense is unreal. West Virginia's got a pretty good offense too. They're 4th in the Big 12 in the last 5 games. Defensive efficiency, you'd be surprised to hear this because these are 2 great teams. But defensive efficiency in the last 5 games, these are the 2 dead last teams in the conference, 9th and 10th in the Big 12. All right, so based on those numbers, I'm going to move the spread 3 points towards Baylor. Now, you see I opened it up at West Virginia minus 2. That's because I give the home team 2 points for home court advantage before I even start. Next up, next category, let's talk rebounding. West Virginia 3rd in the Big 12 in offensive rebounding in the last 5 games. Baylor 1st. And you wouldn't expect Baylor to be, at least I wouldn't expect Baylor to be the best rebounding team. They clean up the offensive glass, man, and it's a team rebounding thing. They don't have one dominant guy snagging all their rebounds. They rebound well as a team, especially on the offensive end. Now, as far as rebounding on defense, though, West Virginia is 3rd again. Baylor is 9th. So as good as Baylor is in all aspects of the game, they struggle to keep teams off the offensive glass. Why is that especially important in this game? Because West Virginia has Derek Culver that plays under the basket. He might eat a lot. He might snag offensive rebounds for days in this game, especially if that's a part of the game that Baylor struggles with. He's a monster down there. All right, so due to those rebounding stats, I'm going to move this line 2 points back towards West Virginia here. Real quick, let's talk turnovers. Now, turnovers, Baylor is 1st in the Big 12 in the last 5 games in both turnovers forced and turnovers committed. That is impressive. They're 1st in both categories. West Virginia is not terrible with turnovers. I think they're like 3rd and 6th. But Baylor, wow. So we're going to give 2 points right back to Baylor for turnovers. So that puts our line at West Virginia +1. Honestly, there's only one question we need answered. Which Baylor is going to show up? Is it the Baylor that has come back? They had a long break due to COVID games. So is this the Baylor that has come back after this long break? They've played 2 games since that long break. They barely beat Iowa State, possibly the worst team in the entire conference. They beat them by 5 points. Then they lost to Kansas. That's it. That's the only 2 games they've played since February 2nd. So we haven't seen Baylor look like Baylor in almost a month now, like pretty much an entire whole month, 28 days, since we've seen Baylor be the Baylor that we're ranking them to be. So based on that simple little test I just did, I would cap this game around West Virginia +1 just from the eye test. Spreadsheet puts it at West Virginia -2. So a little bit of a difference there. The lines are opening at +4, +4.5. They have West Virginia getting 4.5 points. So at this point, I have no choice but to lean West Virginia. I'm leaning West Virginia pretty heavy, and I wasn't even planning on betting West Virginia going into this game. I just did not know they'd be getting that many points. Make sure you check out tomorrow's episode of The Source. It'll be 4 p.m. Eastern time. I will finalize this pick as well as finalize all my picks for the night, all in one video. Will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. See you then.